Welcome to today's Research Business Daily Report, where we're going to look closely at academic research that epically hopes to align Twitter messaging so that Twitter can help and perhaps replace survey research. RBDR is sponsored today and this week by Nuance, offering multi-language verbatim coding services to help their clients quantify the meaning of open-ended answers. Nuance, a decision analyst company. Remember about 15 years ago or so how online research was being parallel tested against traditional phone survey work in order to prove the former's validity? Well, we're about to see what I think is the first comparative effort between Twitter and online research. Academics think that Twitter can be analyzed in real time in order to get attitudes about a subject. In other words, to serve as a research tool, providing accurate, real-time sample of a large population. A trio of academics, University of Georgia Assistant Professor of Health Communications Karen Halyard, George Washington University Assistant Professor, School of Engineering and Applied Science, David Broniatowski, and Johns Hopkins Assistant Research Professor of Computer Science, Mark Dredst, are studying vaccination refusals, but they're using that focal point to test Twitter versus online surveys in a direct comparison. Now, they say a lack of computer science expertise does make tweets difficult to gather, categorize, and quantify. And the trio also notes the overall challenge in gleaning demographics and other characteristics from people who do their commenting on Twitter. Quote, "Our research team is trying to develop a way to do just that," said the assistant professors in something they penned called "Survey Research Can't Capture Everyone's Opinion, but Twitter can." It has appeared in theconversation.com. Their piece explains their investigation into Twitter to see how tweets might be collected and assessed for public opinion in real time. They're going to take millions of tweets about vaccinations from time periods where, for example, there was concern about the swine flu epidemic, and they're going to compare those tweets to survey data attitudes collected during the same time period. The goal, the assistant professors say, is, quote, "to parse out patterns in Twitter data that resemble proven patterns from surveys," end of quote. Then, in a next step, they will combine geolocation, language recognition algorithms, and existing knowledge of group attitudes and narratives to match Twitter and survey data for specific demographic groups. The academics say they hope to complement data from surveys, fill in knowledge gaps for groups who are often underrepresented in those, and possibly generalize tweets for the larger population. And their deeper, longer-lasting hope is reliable data, faster and much less costly than current opinion-gathering options. Look, not that many years ago, Kim Dedeker, at the time the head of market research at Procter & Gamble, warned traditional researchers that social media comments could and would eventually eliminate the need for research as we know it. And I'm certain that a sizable number of Dedeker's peers agreed, though not maybe for public consumption. But Dedeker's warning was doubly intended to induce researchers to improve their work. This study by these three academics that we've brought your attention to today is a new fork in the road, and I, for one, have no doubt that we're going to hear in coming weeks and months that others are going to begin traveling the same road as Assistant Professors Halyard, Broniatowski, and Dredz are now taking. That's your Research Business Daily Report. We've been sponsored by Nuance, offering multi-language verbatim coding services to help quantify the meaning of open-ended answers. Nuance, a decision analyst company, has helped us to set up a link so that you can find out much more about this very excellent service. The link is www.nuancecoding.com. Take it for a ride for yourself and see how valuable this service might be for you. Have a great research day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.